Okay. Hi, welcome to S&H's Safe Place. This is a new channel, and my name's Helen, and this is Sheila. This is the wrong side.
What you mean?
Sheila. I'm trying to get my hand across to say this is Sheila, but look, it's going the wrong way.
Okay.
Anyhow, so we wanted to do this channel because we recognize that a lot of women go through heartache, heartbreak, and they struggle to be able to speak to their friends and without actually feeling, hmm, help me out,
Maybe
Sheila.
judged or not safe, don't know if their business is going to get put back out in the streets or something like that. Well, here it's not going to happen. This is a safe place for you to discuss anything that's going on with you and not be judged.
Yeah, and for sure. And we'd like to discuss, a lot of things in regards to heartbreak and what you go through, and anything else, Sheila.
And things that you may not be comfortable discussing with your family, friends, or anyone that you may see the next day. I don't, this is just, no one knows you. So it's just like an open space to discuss and yet get great advice, good advice.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll get to meet other people that are going through the same thing, that
Right.
you can get to discuss these things with. I mean, we talk about heartbreak. We have a lot of us women that, I mean, we've heard over the years the narcissists that prey on women that are caring and nurturing, and they get stung quite badly. And then you have the players, players that play, and we allow them back in our lives for whatever reason. Whether we felt guilty, whether it's just because it is pure love and we love them. Yeah.
Or we let them back in because, we let them back in because they're familiar. Sometimes it's not even about, I love him so much or something like that. We let them back in because they're familiar. Most people have been with each other for years, up on top of years, and that history. Because the thing about it, women harp on, and just people in general will harp on, oh, we've been together for 8 years, but have those 8 years been good years? That's the thing. That's what you need to get away from, the history of stuff. Because if it doesn't matter if you've been with someone for 8 years, 10 years, or 2 years, if it hasn't been good, you haven't been growing, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long y'all been together, because relationships are about growth. Healthy relationships are about growth. You should be growing and edifying, uplifting each other. Your person that you're in a relationship with should be your person, someone that is like your best friend, someone that you can go to, lean on. If you don't have that, then I don't think you have a healthy relationship. I put it that way, a healthy.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with you when you talk about, being in that comfort zone. With somebody, you don't want to move away because you've put all that effort, that energy into the connection, and you're just hoping that that person is going to be able to give you what you're looking for.
Right.
So therefore you just hold on, and then of course, as I said before, you've got the emotions, haven't you? That you actually have fallen for somebody, your heart's with them, and therefore, it's hard to let go. It's not that easy when you've got your heart connected to someone and you're emotionally attached. So yeah, I wanted us to kind of like just mention a few of our heartaches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've touched on a little bit of it. I mean, both of us more than likely in a connection where we've been hurt or where there's been heartache, it's because we love that person. And then obviously there's the years that we've put into the connection too. So I suppose it's a combination of both. My experience that I've had is that I tend to attract a lot of players, people that don't really want to commit, don't really want to, give themselves how they ought to into the connection, don't really want to support, mainly that they're after sex. It's not really a relationship with a foundation. And I guess over the years, I've been able to pick up on it, you know. I've been able to, you do, don't you? You tend to kind of like, you've got a radar for it, and you tend to pick out certain things, and but you get the odd one that slips through the net, and they somehow manage to get you to believe the things that they're saying. So that's really been my experience. Yeah.
I think that for me, my experience is men that are emotionally unavailable.
Yeah.
But want to pretend that they are available. They're charming in the very beginning. They can say all the right things to you, make you feel, this special way. They shower you with attention. I know it's clear narcissists. And as they say, love bombing. And that's exactly what they do. They will love bomb you in the very beginning. And then it just, once they got you, it just turns into a freaking nightmare, because the lies, the cheating, just the emotional toll that it takes on you. I think that they will rob you of your, I don't know why, just like rob you of your light. They will rob you of your light. And for us, we don't bounce back so quick. A man, he can break up with you tomorrow and already be 7 days later, already be in another fully committed relationship, mainly because they've already been working on that replacement. That's part of the reason. They've already been working on that replacement. So by the time your situation is over with them, they've moved on to your replacement. We're not like that, because we really and truly invest ourselves into the relationships. We invest our feelings into the relationship, and it's not so easy. And that's why I always think of it like someone stealing your light, because your light is your emotion, your essence. It's you. And it's like they steal it, and we've got to rebuild it. something like that.
Do you think we give it away too quickly?
I don't know.
What I'm trying to say is kind of like back in the day, let's say in the olden days, it was kind of like you had to date first, you had to court first. You made that man work for you before you gave your heart, before you gave your soul. I think these days we don't make men work hard enough. I think we give, if you call it lights, and I like that, so I'm going to use it. So we give our lights too easily. What do you think? So we don't actually you know, let them court us long enough. Because I think if we dragged it out long enough,
That could. Half of them won't even court you long enough.
Sorry?
They're not gonna. Half of the men. They're not gonna court you anymore because everything is on this microwave type of rapid, instant result, instant relationships, just instant everything. They've cut that part out. People have cut that part out. So it's like it's the living in the age of everything needs to be just right now. They meet you on a Monday and by Friday you're getting text messages that says "bae" or this or it's like whoa. So no. And if you're one of those type of women that try to make them wait or make them whatever, then you're too much work. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that you're too much work. So then they want to move on, or they don't really have the time to deal with you because you're holding them to a standard that they care not. Because why would they? Because it's always so many women out here who are not going to hold them to a standard. So it's going to take a special type of man to, when you hold them to that, it's going to take a special type of man to stick around and do that. I don't know how to explain it. It's just going to take a special type of man. Men don't want to wait because they're so used to it, getting it now.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if we were to make them wait, then maybe we wouldn't end up with the type of men that we end up with. Do you understand what I mean?
Right.
So then actually, we wouldn't end up with those breaking our hearts. And I mean, so what if they want to go off with somebody else? Let them, because it's not your heart or our heart that's getting broken, is it?
No.
So I think that sometimes, I don't know, maybe you guys, maybe you could put something in the comments in regards to that. It would also be good to hear, like, what your experiences have been as well in regards to heartbreak. What type of person are you always meeting? Is it a narcissist? Is it a player? It'd be good to actually see. And me and Sheila will definitely go through the comments and have a look. But yeah, I think maybe, if we were to put more, I don't know if it's boundaries. Yeah. If we were to put more healthy boundaries, then maybe, it could change a little bit. Now, I don't know, because I'm from the UK, I'm from England, and Sheila, you're in the US. So I don't know whether the US have the same issue as we do in the UK, and it's funny because I was speaking to someone earlier about it today, and what I'm discovering in the UK is that there's not enough there's not enough men to accommodate the women, especially with Black people, we have so many single older Black women where, you know, the men are they're taken. How are you finding that in the US?
Yeah. And that's why the women who make them wait, they're too difficult, they're too hard, and they're in the minority. So
Right, okay, yeah, so I get you. So at the end of the day, they've got like a pick of the bunch. They can
exactly
pick and
where we
choose.
have, yeah, where we have next to none, you know, we don't have that luxury to
Yeah,
have like just, you know, women after women, you know, we don't have that luxury, but they do. And that's just the way it is. They have
yeah,
that luxury.
yeah, I get it. It's I suppose what does that lead to then? I suppose that leads to the triangle saga.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, where
Mm-hmm.
you've got the man that's got the two women, and I guess, I mean, do you think that women are now kind of like putting
Normalizing it. Yeah,
normalizing it, yeah,
normalizing it.
like putting up with it
Um,
and saying like, well,
yeah,
that's okay. You can have
yeah,
another woman and you can have me too. Um,
yeah.
do you,
Normalizing it's slowly becoming the norm if it hasn't already became the norm. The thing is, I've heard some women be like, especially on TikTok, just all over social media, you know, men are gonna cheat. So okay, now we're normalizing the cheating, you know, because now we've given it an excuse, you know, giving men an excuse because, you know, they're going to cheat.
right.
That's just what they do.
Mm,
So with that type of mentality, it's almost like then it's okay for them to cheat. So it's okay for them to have a side chick or whatever they want to call it. It's okay. And I've noticed another thing, and you guys can put it in the comment if I'm wrong. Men got so now they don't want to hear the word side chick. Oh no, she's just a friend, or she's something else. No, she's a side chick. That's what she is. That's what your friend, your whatever you want to call it. They don't even like hearing that word anymore. I've noticed that men just don't like hearing that word anymore. They want to put it as something else, or I don't know, try to water it down. No, that's what you got going on. And women, just long as he does X, Y, and Z at the house and she doesn't come before me, I'll turn my head and look the other way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But then I suppose that's where the problem comes, doesn't it? Because both women want to be a priority, right?
Yeah.
If you've got two women, both of them aren't going to say, well, okay, yeah, you can put me on the back burner. Both are going to want to be a priority. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that how do we get to protect our hearts then? How do we get to, yeah, how do we get to protect our hearts if we're in situations that we're in? It's it's kind of like it's really complicated. It's really hard. And the thing is that once you get your heart broken, um, it's almost as if you end up back in the same place. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It
Like
becomes familiar.
yeah, like even if you know, because you were saying like it takes women longer to heal
Mm-hmm. It
and
does.
and to get back on track. But then even when we get back on track, we tend to end up in same cycle again.
Hmm. Okay. Or we just
We end up
once we
being
try, yeah, once we
alone.
try, yeah, we end up mainly a lot of, I think that a lot of women just end up alone.
Yeah. I wonder
And a
how
lot of them end
many.
up bitter. Good God,
I wonder.
bitter.
I wonder how many experiment and actually try women. Have you heard? I haven't heard of anybody doing that. Have you heard of anyone doing that? It just came to my mind, that's all. Just like I've heard friends say it. I've heard people say it, like, you know what, that's why women turn to women, because
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Uh-huh.
yeah. Have you heard of, you know, anybody that's actually done that? That's kind of like said, you know what, I've had enough. I'll experiment with the female.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've also come to learn that while we may think that's a safe thing, just experiment with a female. She'll understand. Sometimes some females have such masculine energy that it's like they're almost about as bad as a man. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
I
just the
think,
brokenness.
yeah. I think the main thing for us women is to kind of recognize that we need to put ourselves first. You know, we talk about self-love, um, but I don't think a lot of us practice it effectively.
But do we even know how to do it? Because
Yes,
I
no.
know I find myself, it's like when people say things about, they give all these great tips.
Yeah.
But I know from my personal story is that, well, how do you do it? It's like I haven't done it in so long that I truly don't know how to do it.
Mm, mm.
And that may be, sometimes it's embarrassing to say that, but it's like, I really don't even know how to do it. I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah. Because of course we lose ourselves.
Right.
We lose ourselves in somebody else. And again, that's another thing that kind of we've gotta understand. Um, I don't know, what's that movie called? Why Did I Get Married?
Mm-hmm.
And
But
they talk,
with Tyler Perry, yeah.
yeah, and they talk about the 80-20 rule, that you're supposed to love yourself, give yourself 80% and give the other person 20%. And that's supposed to be the rule. And I think a lot of us women, we tend to give a lot more. And I think that's why we end up kind of losing ourselves,
Yeah.
because we keep on putting the other person first and
Agreed.
putting ourselves on the back burner. So there, I have to ask and say, well, why wouldn't we expect that other person to put us on the back burner? We're putting ourselves on the back burner.
Right. That's
Do
true.
you get what I mean? If we're not putting ourselves first, why should that other person put us first? And I think
Yeah.
that's where the complication is, or the misunderstanding is, you know, in the connection or with the person, is that we're not understanding that actually what that person is giving us is just a reflection of what we're giving ourselves. You
Yeah.
know, we think that we're doing the best in the connection because we're giving to somebody else. Sorry, I've just had a notice saying that it's going to end in 10. Why is the meeting going to end in 10 minutes? Anyway,
has it been 30 minutes?
I don't know.
Maybe they give you a time
But
limit.
yeah, we got to kind of remember that, you know, we need to do us. You know, it's that thing of, well, it's almost that thing of, well, if you don't care, why should I?
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? And we kind of forget that. We forget it. But I mean, I don't know. I think it starts there. I think that is the foundation, to be honest. I mean, I'm working on that myself. And like you said, it's not easy to know how to love yourself. Some of us, we think we're loving at ourselves and we're not. You know, there's so much more we need to do. We need to understand. I think it starts with self-worth, knowing your worth and believing it. And then I suppose you can build on it from there. Again, it's sort of like setting those healthy boundaries and putting yourself first all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, understanding what you don't want, I suppose, first. And then
that's
it.
Right. And that's the thing, the healthy boundaries. That's it. Putting that in place.
Yeah.
And once again, that can be something that, you know, some people may not even want to admit, but they're like, I don't even know what that is. Sometimes we can be treated bad for so long that that's all we know.
Yeah. We don't even know anything different.
Yeah. So when people give us that advice, and I know I've experienced that, I've allowed myself to be treated so badly for so long that when people give me that good advice, I really don't, it's like, I'm sitting there like, okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, how do I do that? Yeah. And sometimes it's embarrassing to be like, well, how do you do that? Because they think that you already know. And it's like, no. No.
And the other thing is as well, it's fear, isn't it? It's fear. You know, like we said, if you're with somebody, you fear of being alone. You don't want to be alone. And having to face that, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to say, you know, no. I'd prefer to be alone.
You know, and some people go by that, well, I can do bad by myself. How many people actually do that? A lot of them just have that fear that they don't want to be alone. So
yeah. And I mean, especially as you get older,
right,
when you're hitting the late 40s, coming into your 50s, there's women that they look at their age. The age is a big thing, and it's like, you know, I shouldn't be on my own at 49 or 50. So there is that stigma as well put to it. And I suppose really we put it on ourselves, really, I think. You know, we put it on ourselves saying, well, because you're 49, it's the what's it called?
Not sure.
The stereotype, you know, you by a certain age you should have been settled down, married, and everything's good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be alone at 49 or 50.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's probably went out the window.
you think?
Yeah, I do. I think that's probably gone. Mm. People are just so like, I don't know. It's probably gone out the window. But, that's why we look at the comments. So y'all can tell us, like, yeah, it's gone out the window, or no, it hasn't gone out the window. And life experiences.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, we've covered quite a bit. It'd be nice to hear what everybody else is thinking and feeling in regards to this subject. And maybe next time we come on, being as we've been talking about, being alone and self-love, maybe we can start kind of looking and talking about that, about self-love, and see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
All right then, great. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. As this is a new channel, please remember to subscribe, hit the notification button, and if you like this video, please hit the like button. Okay, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot. See ya.
Bye.